Hi, welcome to Roll for Bluff, our talk show where we discuss the ongoing events of our campaign, Bards and Nobles. I am Sam, I play Calamine, the Tiefling Rogue. To my right we have Tristan, who plays Soren Thunderfist, our Goliath Barbarian. And to my left we have Brandon, who plays our Dungeon Master.
That's it, I don't do anyone
That's
else.
it. He's not special, not important. He
No.
just sits there.
I literally just sit there and let you guys just ramble for about 3 hours and then go, well, that was a good session. Go home.
Kind of like our therapist in a lot of ways. That's really bad.
We're overpaying him.
They'll be joining me tonight. They'll be joining me tonight as my co-hosts, as well as my neurons in today's episode's Brain Battle. So, Brandon, would you like to get us started?
So, where you last left off, dear Roll for Bluff viewer, was the group had been approached by an individual off of the beach. From the resort, from what they could see at a distance to be a shack and a few other buildings relatively close to each other. And upon interacting with this individual and parking their boat, they discovered the funnel of fun.
Yeah, like a mirage bubble that we were like...
You went through the barrier that you actually saw the entire resort, and it was filled with buildings and kids playing and people playing in the whirlpool of wonder. And, you know, the Typhoon, which is a giant bar, which Cal immediately was like, yes, please. And you guys were, you know, told that they'll bring you food, there's everything you need, they'll bring to the boat. You can stay there if you want, or you can stay in one of the hotels if you want to stay on a boat. To which you guys were like, well, tra-la-la, we're going to split the party. Not one way, but two ways. There are 3 groups now. Just going off on their own. It was nice that you guys did, you know, somewhat pairs. It's not like you guys split off and like 4 people went this way, 1 person.
Or everyone went in a different direction.
Yeah, no, you guys at least went 2-2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best way to do that, because then you can kind of manage 2 players.
Yes. You have some interaction.
Yeah.
So Cal was like, hey, I'm going to go to the giant bar. And everyone's like, not surprised.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So then Liren and Morena were like...
We want to go get a massage and get our chakras aligned.
Right. Whereas Soren and Solomon, because again, all these things were told to us by Amy.
One Amy.
One Amy.
Of many.
Because if you watch the playtest, you'll find out Amy is all over the place. There is many Amys, the exact same person. Whereas,
It's like the Nurse Joy.
right, which is how I described it during the play session. I was like, is this like the Nurse Joy situation? You're like, kind of.
Kind of.
But yeah, so and then Soren and Solomon were told about a almost like a dive bar.
The Squall Stall.
Yeah, so like, oh, you get to go test your strength and stuff like that. And Soren was like, no, cool, I'm gonna go do that. And Solomon was like, yeah, I'll do that too. I'm big and strong.
He is strong. Big, no. Strong, yes.
Well, he's fairly tall.
Has he so far been able to implement that strength? No.
Well, because how tall is Solomon? Solomon's about 7 foot, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he's not anywhere near you.
No, I'm 8 feet tall, but I know Solomon was
He's a little
above
taller,
6.
yes. So you all, you know, split up. Morena and Liren kind of had the easiest route, you could call it.
Yes.
Where they went to the, you know, massage parlor, you know, had their whole thing. Morena flirted her way into a date while pretending to be dating Liren for a cheaper massage.
For couples.
It was kind of funny.
It was pretty good. It was pretty well done. They paid. They got a massage. She got a date. That's how their afternoon
That's all
went.
it was. And it was a really good... It was a pretty good massage.
It was a pretty good. One of them was like the best. One of them was like, eh.
Yeah.
So then we'll flip over to Soren and Solomon. You want to break that down?
We got to the squall stall. In order to even get into it, you had to pass a strength test of opening the large, what appeared to be metal door. And I know Soren did pretty well. Like he
had a little bit like, and then you pushed it.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like, you know, above a 20. It was I think it was like an 18 or something. It was up there.
It was enough.
Yeah, enough to open the door. It's like, and he goes in. The second he goes in, the door goes, and the whole time there's a guy outside like, yeah, let's see if you can get in, buddy.
I don't think you can. They're paying me to be mean.
Yeah. So Solomon tried, and Solomon failed the first 2 strength checks. And then so it was like, all right, we got a little man. Take 20.
He took 20 minutes in game. Taking 20 means you take 20 minutes in game to get up to, a 20. Not rolling a natural 20, a total score of 20.
Right.
So taking the time, got there, opened it just like Soren did, and then inside it was kind of like.
It was very much like a biker bar kind of feeling.
Yeah, it was not so nice looking on the inside, but the people in there were nice.
Yeah.
You saw a gobbling along the ceiling, just like
right. There's like
on.
rope ladders, or I guess rope netting all over the place for them to clatter and climb. You can see like the carnival hammer bell thing in the other corner with a big old punching bag on the other side.
Some
boxing rings kind of thing. To which we were greeted by a minotaur. Big old minotaur. He's like, welcome to my establishment.
And he was like, oh, hi there.
And of course, first, you got characters like Soren who's just like, dope, hi, how you doing? Your establishment is very nice. And, oh, thanks. And where Solomon still seems really
He's
iffy.
still trying to like prove to Soren that he can fight.
Right.
He's like, I'm just as big and bad as you, friend. Don't you worry, I'll fight you, Minotaur. And the Minotaur's like,
well, you can. It's one of the things we can do. Yes. Sure. You want to fight? And
then immediately
Solomon backed out of that real quick by going, invisible.
And the Minotaur, not being an idiot, is like, oh, this guy's trying to get a jump on me. I'm just going to wild haymaker where he was.
And clocked him.
And rolled high enough to hit him.
Right, because that was with disadvantage to hit him too, and he still hit him.
Just punched Solomon in the side of the dome. It was great.
To which he came back and was like, I'm sorry, I panicked. I didn't mean to actually try and fight. I don't speak before I talk too much.
Don't do that again.
And I mean, the Minotaur apologized.
He felt bad. He was like, I don't want to, I didn't want to. So many people, he's fought a lot of people. He didn't want to, like, have someone try and kill him.
Yeah.
You also learned that there was a tournament coming up.
Yes.
In the next few days. They had clerics on standby if you wanted to do, boxing or like grappling.
Right.
Or
if you were knocked down or something, they were prepared to take care of you. It was very much like that strength bar of just like rowdy people who like having a rowdy time, but they were prepared to help anyone.
Yep.
So we don't want anyone to die. We want you to have a good time and fight and respect one another. That's all.
It's almost as if this is a resort for about entertaining people of all walks of life.
Exactly.
And then he offered to let you each do a free time at the
any of the strength games.
Yeah.
So Solomon did the punching bag, to which it was a kobold.
Yep, the kobold came down holding a bag.
Yeah, so like one of the I was in my head the uvula punching bags, and locks himself onto it, and Solomon gave it a good whacking. And he was in the top 10, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. No, top 5.
Top 5.
So he go, and was like, yeah! And everyone was like, hell yeah! And then someone was like, okay, I'm going to try the bell.
The bell.
With my hammer.
Oh, I asked first if I could, and the Minotaur had looked at it. I was like, oh, the balance is a little off. So and so I didn't roll so well for the first one, to which, I just had sort of like, oh, now I'm overcompensating because of what you said. Thanks. So he used their normal hammer, and he did really well as well.
You each got a free drink ticket.
Yes.
Yay!
At the Typhoon.
Yay!
So then we were like, great, maybe we'll come back. You guys seem like good guys, and we'd like to see you again. Maybe. Okay. Bye.
And as you left, another gentleman was attempting to get in.
It was like a frail old like human man.
And the guy was like, "You're never getting in." So then we'll space jump and time jump back to when everyone decided to split. Mm-hmm. To Cal, go ahead, give us your rendition.
So immediately went to the bar because it was right there. And Cal likes to drink.
It's also the biggest establishment.
Biggest draw.
Went into the bar and almost immediately ran into somebody or had somebody run into her.
Yeah.
A very posh-looking gentleman that had some more draconic features, but wasn't a dragonborn.
His name is Bertram the Glistening.
And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry for running into you. Please let me make it up to you and have a drink with me in my personal bar. Oh, yes. And Cal is like, free drink? All right.
No.
Which is really kind for someone to do.
Yeah. And
just for slightly
I
bumping
learned
into you.
that Bertram, or Bertie as I like to call him,
His name's not Birdie.
His name's
He likes
Birdie.
it though.
He does, but only because you're friends. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
He runs the
Terrarium.
terrarium / coliseum and sort of explained what that was, which is like one part petting zoo and one part battleground, but like
One
a
part
mental battleground. So
So it's like VR games at like
Yeah.
all the arcades.
so you can fight things without actually fighting things, which means you don't really get hurt.
You guys
And Cal
were
was like,
wow.
Interesting. And then did he make the comment about doing it drunk, or did she make the comment about doing it drunk?
I think you were getting
Don't
drunk
remember.
at
You
that
were getting
point.
drunk, and I'm pretty sure you made a joke like, I'll just come over after a drink.
Drink.
And he was like, okay.
He was like, "Wait,
And
you would
he
do
was
it
like,
drunk? That'd
"Oh,
be great."
I'm running this. I would love to see you do this little experiment for me, where you fight the monsters while you're drunk." And Cal's like, "Okay,
Cool.
sure."
Because he was like, "Okay, just keep drinking. I want you at like a scale of 1 to 10, about a 7. Here's free drinks. Get to that
Keep
level."
going.
Yes. So then he left, and I was going to meet him there. And shortly after comes a tiefling who's like, "You're out of place."
Say, you don't look like you belong here, so
Yeah, because you were pretty
please
dirty.
care to share.
And you're like, "Oh, I'm Birdie's friend." He's like, "Ah, crap."
He was like, you were like, Bertram let me in here. What do you want? And he was like, oh, this is how we're going to be.
Yep.
To which you found out who it was.
Yep.
Tyrell.
Tyrell Rexus.
T-Rex.
That's the only way I've been remembering
Yeah.
his name.
T-Rex.
I mean, kind of what I was going for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was, an eccentric businessman who had a very rough start with Cal. Cal was not having it.
Well, Cal was pretty drunk.
Cal was drunk, being approached by a
He's
strange tiefling at a bar.
And it wasn't like he was like, "Hello, I'm Tyrell Rexus. I own the bar. Are you all right?" It was like, "What are you doing over here?"
Basically.
Well, he owns the bar, so he can do that.
Anyway.
Right.
Anyway, Cal,
picture on
highly
the wall.
distrustful of this person, so she wasn't exactly going to be too nice to him. Found out he was the owner of
Everything.
everything, basically.
The
Cal's
entire
like,
thing.
all right, well, Birdie said I could be here, so what you gonna do? You know?
It was like, nothing. All right. See ya.
So then he left. Cal, thinking like, oh, I guess I should let the others know that we're going to go to this Coliseum thing.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys,
Oh no, she's
come
drunk.
meet me in the bar.
And at this point, everyone was kind of like heading back that way anyway. They were like,
Yeah.
"Well, okay, yeah, we'll meet you there in a minute." Yeah.
We're heading. You guys like, oh, we're heading there now. We got
Yeah.
some drinks. And then after the massage, Miranda and they were like, okay, we're feeling relaxed.
We're relaxed.
So we decided to all go to the Coliseum place where it's like, it seems weirdly futuristic.
I mean,
in
the best
in my
way that
imagination,
I've
like-
thought to describe it, especially if someone hasn't watched the stream, it's very much like a VR thing,
Like
where
magical steampunk arcane
crystal magic,
crystal reaction. Yeah.
because it's you're pretty much put into a state of sleep where your
Your
consciousness.
subconscious and conscious are able to leave your body, go into the giant memory crystal.
To have like a joint dream connected to a memory crystal that has a catalog of monsters and battles.
And then it initiates it, and you guys interact with the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had decided, upon entering, that we were going to fight the hard thing to try to get, like, some grand prize.
Right, the top tier. And the reason I think we also decided to do that was because...
He said it was free, and it cost
Yes.
a whole bunch
Yeah.
of money.
yeah,
It was
Bertram was
free.
like, whatever one you
We
decide to do
couldn't-
will be free. And
He
we're like,
said
well,
we couldn't die, so we were like, I guess we'll believe you.
Go
about that.
for it, broke!
yeah, and that was our mentality, was like, well, it's free, and there's a top prize, and he said that he'd give us the prize, so I was like, do it, and even if you win, you get something.
Yeah.
And then you're like, can't die, I'm going on.
Yeah.
So we hooked ourselves all up to everything after signing in and everything.
You and the normal, you had to be signed in where everyone, the
Of age and everything.
And make sure that people get their names put in there, to which Solomon, when giving his name, said Marjorie Cheesebottom.
So Marjorie Cheesebottom is now contestant. So yeah, they're gonna have to fix that in the
fine.
programming.
Leave it.
So, but yeah, you guys went in.
Cal was at a level 7 drunk.
Yep, and she was putting her own compartment, her own one, so you could do more intensive looks at how it works, because he didn't let drunk people do it before, because he didn't know how it would react.
It'd be a worry, yeah.
So when you get in there, though, what happened?
Totally sober. Lame. Lame.
So yeah, I mean, it was definitely as like, did you guys want to be thrown into a second room first, or thrown into directly in front of whatever you were battling? We voted for.
We voted for the second room, which
didn't matter.
it didn't really matter.
At least not for this.
I think the only thing I wasn't sure what we were fighting, so I think the only potential there would have been like a surprise.
That was my thought. Yeah.
But whatever. So we wound up.
That plan was doomed to fail.
Yeah, we wound up in the first room and get into the second room, and then we realized, oh, it's an elder brain.
Well, because we ended up in that second room, and then like you cracked the door, it was like psychic link immediately on our face, like apparent to us, like
it was like hello there, and you're like
this ain't good.
You also heard
Find
her in Morena recognize that voice as Ubrin, the Utherid.
Yeah.
The more powerful mind flayer that she was test subject of.
Father.
So yeah, then she was like, it's a simulation. It's not real.
Yeah.
Right. So all of you guys immediately out of game were like,
because we know enough about her.
Everyone was like, can he find us now? And I had to assure you.
There was that metagame part of us that, because we know enough about Morena's backstory, because we all talk outside this about our characters.
Also, she gave you it all, technically.
Yeah, technically. But all of us are like, we know it's a simulation, but oh no.
Can it really find us?
Because that was one of those moments where inside my head I was like, fuck you, Brandon.
Yeah, because there was a part of me that thought for sure this was a way for us to get connected for that part of her storylines.
Yeah. No.
Well, because
totally seen it.
Because I can see it happening where if it's a memory, so it's technically a part of thought. It's not that far of a stretch to think that thought it still exists, so it'd still be connected to that brain somewhere. And you're like,
that's some next level dirty-handed DMing. Don't worry, campaign 2 will be full of that.
Oh god.
Oh, great. Got that to look forward to.
Campaign
Hopefully
1,
not for another couple of years.
Yeah, you guys have time. You guys are still in your first ever long-term campaign.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be that dirty, but you're fine.
Happen.
I let you know straight up, like, you're not even in one of your memories. You're in an entirely different person.
Whose memories were we in, Brandon? Would you like to tell
Volo's! From Volo's Guide to Monster, the intrepid adventurer who literally studies the crap out of monsters.
Right.
It's wonderful. So they don't... I mean, you guys don't need to know how he went up against the Elder Brain, but...
We don't need to know the details.
Anyways,
we were put up against an Elder Brain, and overall, I didn't think we did half bad.
No, you guys did really well. Considering normally an Elder Brain isn't alone, so you guys had that on your side.
Yes.
But you guys spread out enough and you guys had just enough long range.
Yeah, like a lot of us were keeping, like including me, because once we started and we started seeing some of the range attacks that it was doing,
They'll just blow up your brains.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's that, but even just Soren's not worried about blowing up his brain. He's going to see like, okay, it can't reach me if I'm staying this far. So Soren was staying at that distance, trying to play that game with javelins, which goes against his nature to go up and hit it, but he was trying to play a little bit smarter.
You guys were smart and also to separate where you were, because one of his abilities hurts everyone within 10 feet of the target. So if in a normal situation, in a normal room with an Elder Brain, you don't have that luxury.
Right.
Normally you're up next to the brain.
It just grabs it, pulls you close.
Pulls you in, also mind blasts everyone else, and proceeds to just
bitch slap you with.
And then you die because you're taking force damage from him, psychic damage from him. He's also able to cast spells on your turn. Wall of force, meaning you can't touch him.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not to mention the other mind flayers that are there being like, more psychic.
Yeah.
So, definitely, you guys lucked out by immediately spreading out.
Spreading out. There were some well-timed things where, like you said, the wall of force showed up, and then Morena was like, boom.
Counterspell. I'm going to use my 5th level to counter that 5th level.
Right. I mean, you had Solomon casting the, the Holy Guardian.
The Spirit Guardian and
Guardian.
Then the Spiritual Weapon, because neither of them are concentration. Which
Right.
is just busted.
Right. And plus, the brain doesn't exactly have a whole lot of movement.
5 feet.
So even if he tried to move away from the Guardian, he was still going to get hit technically twice.
At least.
Because it'd be the once when he comes in, and then even if he tried to take a step back, he was still within that range of the...
And that's where we ended the first session.
Right. We were about halfway through the battle. We were feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and then Went into session 2, and you guys like feeling good. And I was like, all right, gloves going off. Let's start knocking down players.
Well, I would say we were feeling great. I think we were all really worried that we weren't going to make it. We were waiting for those big things to happen.
And you guys got lucky.
We were happily surprised, I think, that we were doing all right.
Because he immediately dominated you.
Yes.
Was like, go kill Marina.
Yes.
I'm going to take out Solomon and Lyran almost at the same time. And then he was like, I can handle you on your own. All I got to do is wait for that wall of force, and you're just gone.
Right.
As soon as Morena's gone, the only person who can counterspell. And once Solomon goes down through a few more brain blasts, it's just like, all right.
In my defense, though, I think I did the most damage to him.
I think you did.
Out of everybody.
Oh, yeah, you had the most that was consistent, like, pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
because I was trying to do, like, 30 to 60 each round?
Right. I just think everything lined up for the second fight, because, the Guardian activated that round, doing at least 40 damage.
Yeah, Marina counterspelled.
You were firing off stuff left and right. So things were happening pretty consistently. So that, because I only went through, one round of something.
You're lucky.
Yeah, so because Soren got possessed, ran over, and attacked Marina.
Fortunately, her AC is good.
Yeah, because I only had one attack that hit, which was really lucky. And then...
the only person who went down was Lyran, and that was the last round of combat that we had.
Right.
So even if she would have had to make death saving throws,
it was pretty much...
We could have gotten to her and healed her back.
Yeah, it was the brain had gone, Lyran went down, then it was your turn...
I got him really close, and then on Solomon's turn,
and
Solomon
was like, this thing's going down. Go all or nothing. Because, again, it's a simulation. No one's afraid of dying. So, because I was playing Solomon that time. So I was just like, screw it. I can tell he's almost dead. Solomon just runs up with his mace, because he has his spiritual weapon out as well. It's just like, all right, and smash. If I don't get you with this one, smash. If I don't get you with that one, smash.
Yeah. So we defeated the Elder Brain, popped out of the simulation.
Everything turned all happy and fun colors, and Bertram came out of the brain. He was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and we were like, what were you doing in the brain?
And then as we came out, we should know, when you were into the simulation, you were sober. Your consciousness was completely sober. As we came out,
it was like the intelligence and the alcohol were like...
Yeah. It's very nice.
And so we came out, and Bertram was just like, "Yeah, you did it!
What did you win?"
We won a 3-night stay at the Typhoon in their penthouse suite, as well as we each get 100 gold.
That's more gold than I've ever had.
That's not true.
Let's see how long you have it.
Yeah, for 5 seconds.
You were holding multiple platinums at one point.
It's only 10.
It wasn't more than 10.
No, 10 platinum is 10 gold.
I know.
Or 100 gold.
I am aware. You were holding multiple people's platinum at one point.
Well, this is hers, not other people's.
Yeah.
This is 100 for her.
Right.
We all wound up, including Bertram, going back to the Typhoon Bar to celebrate.
And along the way...
Now, I'm just trying to remember. Did he say that we were the only ones who have beaten it so far? Okay.
Yeah. He's also going to up the price now so we can have a... pot.
Right.
He also uploaded your victory so everyone could see it. Because when you walk up to the terrarium, it has, through pretty much like arcane crystal eyes, like a hologram of what the fights...
Right.
And
so
like
you
the
can see
different
what
highlights so
people
people could watch your guys' now forever.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, start going back to the Typhoon Bar, and on the way, Cal and Solomon notice that somebody is trying to pickpocket Soren and doing fairly successful at it.
Yes.
Until Cal was like, No.
What's he doing?
Hold person.
What's up, friendo?
What are you doing?
Well, Morena did hold person.
Yes.
Because Cal had just originally reached out with a mage hand.
That's right, because he was like, bye!
And turned out to be a halfling. Which... You wound up saying it was a kid, but it didn't start off feeling like a kid.
Yeah, when it started off, you definitely just made it seem like it was a halfling dude.
Yeah.
And then as it progressed, you turned him. It was like this.
He was trying to act tough, and then immediately once scary things happen.
Yeah, because there was intimidation.
Yeah, Cal sort of flexed up on him a little bit.
Yeah, see, that's how he was like, okay, if I just act tough, maybe I can get my way out of this. Then you guys were like, we're gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. And he was like, oh god, it was a facade.
So he told us that he had been hired by somebody to steal, your money.
Because they saw that we had won.
Yeah.
And immediately you guys were like, you won, haha.
So we were like, oh, where were you supposed to meet this person? Let's go have a friendly conversation with them.
And this person peed himself, by the way.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Because you rolled, what, an over 20 or a natural 20 on intimidation? You rolled 2 natural 20s.
I had advantage, and I rolled 2 nat 20s on it.
So he peed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, God, you scared him. What? Especially when your whole person, your body's just like, I'm going to pee. And then it's like, I can't. And then as soon as it's let go, oh, now.
Floodgates.
Yeah. So we cleaned him up.
Yes.
And then he was going to be meeting. It was Rex.
Originally, he was called Rex.
He was called Rex.
Yeah. Rex at the Typhoon Bar in sort of a back area. So he took us there. And we sort of worked out this plan where we were going to have the kid wait in this booth and to meet him, and the rest of us were going to sort of post up and keep an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it, like 30 minutes later, 20 minutes later?
Another hooded figure.
You also cast calm emotions on.
Yeah.
Because he was panicking.
And the within the radius was a bunch of sailors talking and having fun, and you calmed them all down.
And they were confused.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite us. We'll see. So we calm the kid down, calm the sailors down.
For funsies.
Just for shits and gigs. And in walks a gnome.
You don't
But
know
we-
yet.
we
It's a
didn't know
small
yet.
hooded
He's
figure.
a
We know
small
it's a
hooded figure
small
who's
hooded
slightly
figure.
at the same height as
The half.
The
halfling.
halfling. So he goes over, talks to the halfling, and while that's happening,
there are a few things you could have done that was probably like the highest risk, highest reward you could have done to stop him. Because what happened?
We tried
hold person and it
And
failed.
what? Yeah, and
It
then
failed.
immediately he was like, "Oh, I'm being set up. Kill the kid."
Yeah, so he straight up murdered this.
Kid had like 7 health and he did
He's a
way
kid.
over 20 damage.
So the
it was
rest
like-
of us were like,
There
all
was no,
right,
like, death save. He was
all
dead,
right,
dead.
gloves off.
He just killed a kid.
Fuck this guy.
Bertram comes back and he's like, "Oh my god, he's dead!"
It's like,
Because he
there's
went
a
off
dead
to tell
kid.
Tyrell that things were happening and
Right.
the guards know. And yeah, he came back and all this was happening.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we were trying to fight this guy and stop him from moving.
We eventually got a hold person to
Yeah,
stick.
we got a whole person to stick and wound up tying him up with rope and putting manacles on him. But then
Guards start dropping.
guards start dropping as some more short people come in. I don't remember if you said they were all halflings or...
They're all gnomes.
They're all gnomes.
They're all
Right, because
gnomes.
we did find out once we did hold person, we took the hood off. It's a gnome on stilts.
Yeah.
Kind of high dexterity. So he had his men come in and they started shooting
Like sleep arrows.
sleep darts.
Yeah.
Knocked out
Cal and
Cal and
Morena and
Morena.
Cal, yeah.
Just the 2 people that might have been a little more helpful in the spell department.
Right.
Just
Well, I mean, because, yeah, and then, of course, the mistake was shooting people like, Solomon and I, who have such high con saves.
You
It's
guys
like,
did it.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't, that would have been hilarious.
They
If
would've
all
been-
of you would have failed, that would have been hilarious. Could have been like, "We're out of here."
Yeah.
But
Then
it's
you
like,
guys would have the whole like a side tangent of finding Rex.
Right. 'Cause then it didn't help that because the gnomes had come in and they started getting terrified because, their darts weren't sticking on everyone. The big guys were left, and then Bertram had come back and it was like, I'm done playing, guys.
Yeah.
Because he did a huge amount of magic missiles and took
Oh
out.
God, he did 2 level 5 magic missiles.
Right.
He just like pin cushioned him.
So he took care of 2 out of the 3 other ones that come up.
No goons, yeah.
Yeah.
Rex was still like you bound him like.
And he was like popping something in his teeth to
for
do like Misty Step.
And the problem is Misty Step takes you 30 feet. Soren has 40 feet of movement. So like you'd be like, ha-ha! And Soren would be like, hello. Ha-ha! Because the first time he just ran straight, he poofed like 30 feet to the side, and Soren just runs over and goes, hello, grab. He's like, dang it! And then does another one, poofs 30 feet onto a balcony up in the side, and then Soren's like, okay, ring of jumping, hello. And he's like, son of a, come on!
It was kind of funny.
And he hawked up a dagger, because we had taken away his weapon, and he was like, "Bleh, I have a knife.
ha. Hand free.
Ish. I'm still manacled.
Yeah.
But I have a little bit more movement now.
So then he decided to run away, and then you still caught him.
Yes.
And then he got stabbed twice by an invisible figure.
Yes. And then...
How'd the 3rd one die? I think you killed him, right? The third goon.
Did I kill him?
I thought it was Solomon.
So yeah, Solomon.
Solomon went over and was like, mace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, oh yeah, because it was, he had cast spiritual weapon. Yeah, it was just like, bop, bop.
So he was captured.
Yeah, Soren had caught up to him
twice.
Yeah, so he was getting ready to go down. Soren was like, I've had enough of you. Just because he was at first trying to be like, just capture, try to do no damage. Then Soren's like, screw you. Bam, bam. All right, you're unconscious. But I didn't care so much.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then the invisible person reveals himself as Tyrell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just all the while they're calling in clerics.
Yeah.
To try and, save the boy.
Save the boy.
Save the boy.
Which they wound up burning a pretty high level spell to do
$1,000
that.
diamond. Yeah.
And they do
That won't
mention
come back
it
to bite the family.
because they did mention that it was part of the contract that if you read the fine print,
If you die, they will take care of it because it's kind of like if you die or if you get injured at Disney World. They have people there to make sure you don't die.
Yeah.
More or less.
So they resurrected the boy.
Who cried a bunch.
Woke up Cal and Morena.
Because we find out that he even took the job just in the first place to get some extra spending cash to buy his parents something nice.
Yeah. Well. And Cal made a statement to him like, you see what happens when you steal, you die.
When you steal poorly.
Because Cal's like, no, we're not going to have any sneaky, thiefy children. I don't want you to end up like me.
What's up, Mom?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so there was a remark when there was like, okay, we know, or no, we talk about that later, about the consequences of it.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. So you guys, are invited, or... Yeah.
Less invited, more like we need to have a conversation with you in private.
The guys are like,
well, we were like, fair enough. I mean, we did just come in here and cause a ruckus.
You did.
Yeah.
Someone died.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 people died.
Yeah.
Right.
So T-Rex had asked us
Tyrell Rexus.
had come up to meet him in his room, which was, oddly enough, on the same floor that
he
were
owns the establishment.
So we all got a drink first because we needed a drink very badly.
Today's been relaxing but rough at the same time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a little bit.
Bertram took us first up to our room.
To show us our penthouse.
Which was very nice.
Very nice.
Nice room. We got a little card that pops the door handle out so we can get in.
You get the card.
I got the card. I'm sure that won't come back to bite us in the ass.
That's all on you. I have no... if you lose it, that's on you.
And then after a little bit, we all go over to T-Rex's room. T-Rex's room. Where he invites
just
us
imagine she's saying
to-
T-Rexin.
Where he invites us to have dinner and talk everything over.
Yeah, because we went in kind of feeling, okay, we're going to get chewed out.
We're going to get scolded.
Yeah.
Dad's mad at us.
That's mad.
But it was more of this thing happens. We'd like to know more about, what...
He's doing the thing where it's he's doing the incident
playing,
report.
Yeah, he was doing a nice cop. He was like, just tell us what your side of the story is. We told our side. He goes, yeah, that lines up with everything that we know of. Okay, you guys told the truth. Cool.
Bertram at the beginning also was like, I probed your brains like I said I wouldn't. I'm really sorry. It was really
He's like, I just want to know who you guys are.
Twitch Cal's like, Twitch.
And
You lied to me.
It's almost like doing a background check. And I was like, all right, are these people going to lie to us? Or
that's why Tyrell was like, it worked out. We know who you are. So it's lie to me.
We know that your habits aren't always bad. So I was like, okay, will they lie to us? Maybe.
Will they?
Did they?
Do they?
Okay,
No.
no.
Exactly.
Okay, they're pretty good people.
You kind of talked to him and gave him a lot of information, and he was kind of just taking it in while Bertram was like, tell me more.
Because Bertram was very much the story person who wants to know people's stories and stuff like that.
And record them forever.
Sure, that won't come back to bite us in the ass.
Well, it's one of those things where I'm sure at one point there's going to be a level in the terrarium that's fight the Stormbreakers.
Sure, that won't come back to bite us in the ass either.
People just go.
This whole session is
people just
like,
go and train against you. We know how to kill the Stormbreakers now.
Perfect.
Assassinate plan.
But that would only be at that certain level of Stormbreakers.
True.
They go, we can take them, boys, or we're 8 levels higher. Oh no, we didn't plan accordingly.
He crushed a mountain by blinking at it.
Yeah. So, we kind of talked to Tyrell.
It became very much a friendly...
We tried to turn it into a friendly conversation.
I'd say it was successful.
If there was a bar of success if you started out here because of Cal and the murders, you kind of got up to like there when the bar's up there.
That's why I said tried to.
He understands who you are. He gets you what you are, but he doesn't necessarily trust you 110%.
Well, he's a business owner who doesn't know us. No, of course not.
Yeah.
You also are like I said, starting from bad.
Well, yeah, and it was brought up like I would have thought that like another tiefling would be cool, and Cal's like that's the reason why I didn't trust you.
No, you said don't. You said I'm weary of other tieflings.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, we did try to make a defense of like, well, most of the tieflings we've met so far, or all of the tieflings.
Oh, the tieflings we've met, and then he goes like, all tieflings. Oh,
Not all tieflings, guys. Not all tieflings. So we had the conversation. And
yeah.
that was,
You guys also learned where, like, you guys formally stated where you're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, Liam, where are you from? And
We're like, not here.
Somewhere. Oh.
Right, but we did learn more about the island, how he is the only member of his clan, know.
Yeah.
And he owns a certain section, whereas the island is divvied up where everyone, you go into someone else's section, they have their own laws.
But you guys were all like, we don't know what the laws are. And he was like, laws? What? There's no government here. And you guys are all like, what?
We're the savage land.
Wait a minute. There are places with no government?
But
my God, it's perfect.
So we find out a little bit more about what's going on. How the island's divvied up, how different races, because it's almost done by race to some degree.
It's done. Well,
some of them are.
Some of them aren't only, but some of them are a mixture of things.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you guys really, I'm not gonna lie, as a DM, you guys were like, so where's your clan? And I think you kind of like went over your heads that he was like, I'm just using clan as an excuse to run this business and own the land.
After he said it's me, I was like, oh, okay.
He doesn't actually have one. He's just saying that.
Well, Cal was curious because Cal was like, more tieflings.
No.
That's why Cal asked. So.
They're dead.
Yeah.
They're not.
All
He doesn't have family.
familiar.
So, yeah, you guys had your conversations and then left.
Yeah. Well, because we found out more things about how there's like 100 Amy's, or 70.
75 Amy's.
Yes, it should be mentioned that he had asked us if we wanted to know the location of his special secret orb
that
takes one Amy and makes 70 Amy's. And initially we were like, maybe, but then we were like, best
People
not.
like to probe our brains.
Well, I know Sam and I have discussed it, where we had two different trains of thought. Mine was tactful for plausible deniability. If it were to ever go missing, and they're like, there's only two people that know where this thing are, and one of them is the Stormbreakers, we're prime suspect number one. It's like, if it goes missing and you'd like us to help you find it, then show us. Whereas Cal had a very different...
Yeah.
Fox can get in my brain.
Well,
make 70 foxes.
so can Lilith.
Make 70 foxes.
Because Cal still has
nightmare.
a little mark on her that she hasn't said anything about.
Even like 75.
Yeah, nobody knows about it.
Which
and boy,
I keep
howdy, I cannot wait until
to bring
then.
up, but I keep forgetting to.
It's vacation. That's work.
Yeah, you're not going to bring it up during the vacation week.
Yeah,
that would ruin the vacation.
It would put a real damper on the vacation. I should probably wait until afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do that.
So we had the conversation. Bertram considers us friends because he escorted us back to the room.
Oh, we brought the issue with $1,000 after you told him that he stole from you. He was like, "Oh, cool, send him the bill."
Right.
Yeah.
So because one of them stole, I assume it's they're going to be charged an extra amount. Do they have to cover the charge of him being resurrected?
Yes.
Okay.
1,000 gold.
That kid.
Whereas if it
that
was
kid's
not
never
his,
going to steal anything again.
Or I imagine if it was not his own fault for it happening, it wouldn't have been that situation.
No. $1,000. They wasted $1,000 to bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he decided to steal.
Yeah. So to Tyrell, it's
you broke the contract.
$1,000 coming back to me. I don't care if I have to put their family into indentured servitude.
Oh, that's another thing. There's no slavery where he is. It's only paid labor.
It's
indentured servitude.
It's indentured servitude he put it fancier.
Yeah.
They're living there.
Contractual work.
They're living there, eating there, and existing there for free. Their payment is living.
Is working.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah. Bertram escorted us back to our room. Not like we needed it. He was just like, oh, I want to talk to you a little bit more. We're friends.
I want everyone to do a next session. I want everyone to try and do a Bertram impression.
Oh, Stormbreakers.
I'll go last in that. So we can have everyone do it, and then I will do it. And then we'll see how close you guys are.
There we go.
Fair enough.
That sounds good.
Put your votes down.
So yeah, he was definitely very excited because he considered us friends. He wants that's where he was telling us he would pay us later. He was raising the prices and stuff like that. And he was like, well, I'll leave you alone. I have to go back and do some more work. Cal had suggested possibly coming back even drunker.
And he was like,
And
sure.
we had also we brought up Clockwork Dragons.
Oh, that's right.
And he was horrified at someone doing that.
Yes.
He is a sorcerer, draconic bloodline, so he's not an artificer or a wizard, so he's not like super smart with magic. Comparatively to some, he's much smarter than most people.
He has like natural abilities with it.
He's naturally attuned to magical things, so he's like, this is cool to do.
Yeah. But we'd also brought up the other Clockwork Priest, so we did say that we wanted to sit down and give him a bit of information regarding those things.
8-hour upload.
Yes.
Yeah.
So an old computer.
Right.
Literally.
Dang arcane dial-up! Yeah.
This is bagpipes playing.
So that was kind of where, that was pretty much where we left the night. Morena had gone off on her date.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of us were going to turn in, except for Sorn, who
was going to sleep kind of like in the living room to make sure that she got home all right, because, she's the small, he the tall.
And I rolled for how well it went, and
you rolled really well.
And she was like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. And unless she tells us that through the armband, Soren's gonna be like kind of that dad, like not like judgmental, like how would you be able to easily be like
me out and the mom next to the thing. Where are you?
He's got like the hair curlers in.
Because I think if anything, Soren understands what she's doing as far as like really trying to live life. He just wants to make sure that she does it safe enough that she doesn't die. He's got that big brother mentality.
So what if the person's actually an assassin and Myrna's going to be dead next session?
What if it's Trish the Changeling?
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be hilarious for you.
It would. The
rest of us would be like,
I have your friend. Love Trish.
God damn it! How? Fine, take her. I don't care.
Yeah, Cal would totally do.
Cal would be going, my baby.
My little girl. The girl that's so bad.
So yeah, that's where everything ended. Any thoughts, feelings, emotions, questions, comments, concerns?
I think we covered everything.
Anything you want to ask me?
Why do you hate us?
What?
I'm giving you a literal relaxation resort.
Why do you hate us?
Some DMs don't even let you do that.
Why do you hate us?
Oh my god.
You didn't have to pay for your drink.
Find out why I hate them next session when I enact a plan. Oh no.
What have you done to us, Sam?
Anyway.
You'll have to check out next week.
You'll have to find out tomorrow night. And we'll see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.
Bye.